would you say is the overall history of Nipton, like as we've come to know it?
Close to 1905 is when the hotel was built. Before that, it was camps. So at that time, we had the railroad, we had miners, and we had ranch people. And then from Nipton, you would go to Searchlight, which then has the river right next to it. And then it was right around the 1950s when Nipton proper was owned by one person. And then after that, it transitioned quite a few people over the next few years. And then in the 1980s, Joe Freeman got a hold of it. And he actually saw the potential here. So he revamped the hotel, he revamped the general store, and just a whole bunch of the properties.
Took out most of the asbestos.
Yeah, took out the asbestos so we don't have to deal with it. Thank you. They're also the ones who put in the pond in the 80s. So that really brought the oasis. And they planted all of the gum trees.
Yep, in the 90s.
And then after that, a company called bought it and tried to make it into a cannabis resort. And who knows why, a bunch of cannabis resort people couldn't get it up.
Kind of went up in smoke, right?
Kind of went up in smoke, Yep. Then Roxanne, the original owner, who was married to Joe Freeman, ended up having the property back. And then when it went up for sale for a steal of a deal, Spiegelworld said, hey, should we buy it? We should totally buy it. And then they bought it and called us.
I remember when we got the call, it was like, what are you guys doing for the next few years? Or, indefinitely for that matter. He said, Spiegelworld just bought a town. I was like, really?
And you're like, can we even do that?
Once he asked, well, do you guys want to be the ones to run it? And that's when I'm like, okay. Yeah. Well, it would be nice to be a sheriff, put that on the CV.
I think they thought, who knows how to do all of the random stuff, plus loves living in the middle of nowhere? And apparently we're at the top of that list.
Yeah, and it's a big commitment, and it's something that shouldn't be taken lightly. You and I talked about it, and I think it wasn't even by the end of the day, we were like, let's do this. Right?
We just kept checking in with each other over the next few days. We're like, but really, are you good with this? Like, are you good with this?
But we'd already
Because it was
said
such
yes,
a big change.
It was like the end of the day, we'd already had the answer. But I think, we were like, there's no apprehension, right? Are we sure we're making the right choice here?
It was so different than everything we'd been doing that it was kind of like, and I just remember, kept going like under my breath, adventure.
And here we are. The mission of Nipton, as I know it, or at least as it pertains to you and I, is clean it up, keep it functional until we can turn it into a circus town, essentially a place that's pretty upscale, that's also sustainable, utilizes renewable energy, while also augmenting the arts and humanities, and being a town that basically lives in the Mojave. It's a circus. Place to be.
And that's the history of Nipton.